Hi guys, Bomber here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be showing you another deck to farm Grandmaster difficulty into single player mode, and today will be an Endazu deck with a hero get. So, the name of the deck comes from the card Bijmog, because Bijmog is actually a card which likes to attack themselves, and actually you're part of the board, and so for that reason is like self-inflicted pain, and so for that reason the name of the deck. And this deck is very much relying on the hero power of Jesmai, which reads feed an anima with magic and it gains +1 permanent charges. And so our main anima we want to feed it with magic is actually Underworld Barge, as usual. And we actually want to also gain that magic, and so for that reason we run Bijmogs and Ibshuk. So we first of all want to grab one Bijmog and fully upgrade it, actually feed it 2 times with our own health, and so this will be our main way to build up magic. We also have Behold the Veil and the Squirrel Petals to actually help us build up the magic we need, but the first resource and actually the most synergistic card in our deck is Bijmog. Because if we have a Bijmog on play, then we can also put a Ibshuk into play to actually gain even more magic. And also Ibshuk is a very nice card if, for example, our opponent goes and plays some allies which attacks, and so Ibshuk will convert those attacks into magic and also actually defend you your hero from being damaged. And also Bijmok is the only activator for Underworld Barge we have for ourselves, because Underworld Barge can always be killed from our opponent, but if our opponent does not decide to kill our Underworld Barge, we can actually kill it by using Bijmog's attacks, and if Underworld Barge is the only other ally other than Bijmog, we can kill our own Underworld Barge, and actually we want to kill it sometimes because we probably have it maxed with 2020 charges, thanks to the hero power of Jesmai, and so we want to proc hit and actually kill it, and so Bijmog is there for that reason. And then we also have Merchant of Time, because when we actually go and kill our own Underworld Barge, we'll be having a bunch of skeletons into play, and so having an extra turns would mean that those skeletons can attack, and so it's a very powerful card, and it's always nice to have, because with the Jesmai we'll be gaining a bunch of magic, and we can always heal with that, and so sacrificing half of our health, our own health, is not a big deal, and instead gaining another turn is a very good deal, and so for that reason we run also this card. In our first match we are up against another Jesmai, so it's actually a mirror play, and as I say, the first card to search for is Bijmog, and we actually have it in our starting bank, and so we go ahead and grab it, and also fully feed it with our own health, so we actually have the first Bijmog into play. And so right now we can choose to go for the Ibshuk and actually generate even more magic, or actually go for the Underworld Barge and start to proc it thanks to Bijmog. And I prefer to go for the Ibshuk right now, because we need to generate more magic first of all, and we'll only keep it to 3 health, so that the Bijmog will actually kill our own Ibshuk. Sorry, the Bijmog would kill the Ibshuk, and so with the next turn we can go and grab the Underworld Barge, and the Bijmog would kill 100% the Underworld Barge. And so right now we'll pass. So right now our opponent played a Veil Warden, not a big deal. And we'll go ahead and grab the Underworld Barge. And unfortunately we have to feed another time the Bijmog, because if not the Ibshuk would kill it, and we are actually pretty low on health, but we do not need to worry too much, because we see that our opponent does not have a clear way to kill us, and so instead of healing we'll go ahead and pump up the Underworld Barge with all of our own magic, and so you see that right now it will generate 11 skeletons, which is very nice. And actually I did a bit of a misplay, because our opponent in the turn before had a Fairy Mantle into his hand, and he could actually grab a skull and kill the Bijmog, but luckily enough he did not, and so that's fine. And right now we'll go ahead and play a Squirrel Petals and actually proc it, so we have a bit more magic, and hopefully we'll redraw it next turn. So he killed our own Bishmog, but right now we have a very big amount of Conjured Warriors into play, and so we actually do not worry too much. So right now I'll go ahead and play another Underworld Barge and not pump it up because we do not have a clear way to clear the Underworld Barge, and actually even if we redraw the Bishmog, it is unlikely that all three of our attacks will go on the Underworld Barge, and so instead we'll keep it as it is. And so we'll not pump it up even this turn. Instead we'll go ahead and grab a Behold the Veil to actually grab that lethal if we need. And so I think that right now is lethal because we'll play the Squirrel Petals, activate the Behold the Veil and get additional magic thanks to Squirrel Petals and attack. So GG. So, as I said, the first card to search for is a Bishmog, and we have it into play, into our bank, and so we go ahead and grab that, and we'll, as before, pump it up to max, and pass. So, right now, we'll have to kill our opponent's stuff, but first of all, I'll grab a Scroll of Petals and activate it, so that we gain a bunch of magic, clear our opponent's board, and also grab the Ibshuk and pump it up to gain even more magic. Since we see that our opponent does not have a clear way to kill us, we can risk it a little bit more. And so right now we'll go as before and play the Underworld Barge and actually pump it up. And I want to kill the mercenary because he could kill our Bishmog with the food, and so just one magic is fine, and instead we'll invest all of our remaining magic into Underworld Barge. And so you see that it's only turn 4 and we have a Bishmog and 8 skeletons into play, so that's a very aggressive strategy, and we also redrew the Underworld Barge, so that's always fine. We also want to play the Ibshuk as why not? Maybe some attacks of Bishmog would go into the Ibshuk, which is what we want. And right now, since we really can commit very much and be very aggressive, we'll grab the Merchant of Time, since we do not care too much of our own health, because we are actually winning. And so it's probably GG. Yes, it is. And so GG. So, in our third and final match, we are up against Zalasir, and as before, it's always the first card to search for is Bishmog, as it is the activator and actually the main combo piece of our deck, and so we always want to have it in our starting bank, and we did it for 3 games in a row, so that's pretty lucky. So, right now we'll just wait a bit and play a Scroll of Petals to actually gain a bit more magic, and wait for the Underworld Barge to kill it with the Bishmog. And so right now we'll go and grab the Underworld Barge and pump it up really nicely, and next turn we'll kill it with our own Bishmog. So our opponent played a Merchant of Time, and it's not a big deal. Our opponent did kill the Underworld Barge for us, and so that's fine. So right now I don't want the Merchant of Time to be pulled out of our bank, because we have lethal actually, and so we'll play the Merchant of Time, and so that's GG. So, as you have seen, this deck can be pretty fast, in particular in the last game, and so for that reason it's a very good option to farm Grandmaster difficulty. And it's not that great into multiplayer, I think, because it's a very aggressive deck, built only to grab those wins pretty fast, and so it's very great for Grandmaster, but not that great into multiplayer, I think so. If not, you could try it out on multiplayer and let me know what you achieved by playing this deck. So, that's it for this video, hope you liked it and find it useful. Be sure to leave down below a comment to let me know what you want to see in the next videos, and as always, see ya!